When you wake up every day, what's your plan? Is there one? Or do you find yourself just going with the flow, hoping something good will happen? If you're not careful, that hoping will turn into wishing, and wishing doesn't get things done. Having a plan changes everything. It gives you direction, purpose, and momentum. Without it, you're just moving around in circles day after day, like a hamster on a wheel. No matter how much effort you put in, you'll never get anywhere. This is the reality we face if we don't sit down, think, and take responsibility for our own future. Planning is not just for the ambitious, it's for anyone who wants to see real results. Think of planning as the first step in turning your dreams into tangible outcomes. Without a plan, progress will be slow, and it's easy to get discouraged. But with a plan, you can start taking steps in the right direction. A good plan doesn't have to be perfect. It just needs to be yours. Something that fits your vision, your values, and your lifestyle. It's about creating a roadmap that's practical and clear so that you know exactly what to do and when to do it. And as you start walking that path, the rewards will follow. But here's the thing. Many people don't realize how powerful planning is. It's easy to think, I'll just figure it out along the way, but this usually leads to frustration. Without a clear idea of what you want to achieve or how you want to get there, you're more likely to get lost. Not only will you waste time, but you'll also waste energy, which is precious. Time and energy are two resources that don't come back once they're gone. So, the key is to be intentional with both. The power of planning is in the clarity it brings. When you have a plan, you know what your next move is. You understand that every small action you take today is a step closer to the bigger picture. This doesn't mean that challenges won't arise or that you won't have setbacks. It simply means that you'll be ready to handle them because you have a plan in place. When you know where you're going, it's easier to adjust when things don't go as expected. Without a plan, you're essentially winging it. And I'm sure you've heard this before, but winging it doesn't work in the long run. Maybe it works in the short term, but it's not sustainable. If you're serious about your goals, you need a strategy. You need something you can stick to, something that gives you structure. A plan is your foundation. It helps you break down big dreams into small, manageable steps. It helps you see exactly where you're headed. And most importantly, it builds momentum. Momentum is the key to progress. And the only way to build momentum is by taking consistent, focused action. You see, it's not the big leaps that get you where you want to go. It's the small daily actions repeated over time that add up. So often, we think we need to make huge, dramatic moves to be successful. But the truth is, success comes from steady, incremental progress. The more you plan, the easier it becomes to take those steps every single day. Now, here's where things get tricky for a lot of people. When things don't go as planned, it's easy to get discouraged when life throws you curveballs. But remember, no plan is foolproof. It's okay to adjust, to pivot, and to make changes. The goal doesn't change, the plan does. If you hit a roadblock, don't change the goal, change the plan. The plan is the map, the goal is the destination. If you've ever been on a long road trip, you know that sometimes the best route isn't the one you first choose. You might take a wrong turn, get stuck in traffic, or come across a detour. But that doesn't mean you just give up and turn around. It means you find a new route. And that's exactly how planning works in life. The path to success is never straight. It's filled with obstacles, challenges, and setbacks. But with a plan, you can navigate through them and keep moving forward. Here's something else to consider: measuring progress. A plan without progress is like a journey without a destination. You need to track your results. It's essential to know where you stand, how far you've come, and what's left to do. Progress isn't always easy to see in the moment, but when you look back, you'll realize how far you've gone. Every little victory, every obstacle you've overcome adds up over time. Measuring your progress helps you stay accountable and motivates you to keep going. It helps you see that your efforts are not in vain, even when things feel slow. Remember, slow progress is in life. You don't want to wait around for things to happen. You want to create your own future. That's what planning is all about. You decide where you're going, and then you make it happen. The power is in your hands. Sure, there will be times when things don't go as expected, but that's life. It's messy, unpredictable, and full of surprises. The real question is, what will you do with it? Will you sit back and let life dictate your future? Or will you take charge and create the future you want to see? It all comes down to this. If you don't plan, you'll never make real progress. It's that simple. You can have all the talent in the world, all the ambition, and all the drive, but without a plan, it's like trying to run a race without knowing where the finish line is. You'll get tired, you'll get frustrated, and eventually you'll give up. Assess. But when you have a plan, you know where you're going, you know what you need to do, and you know how to stay on track. It's the difference between working hard and working smart. So what's your plan? Where do you want to be in the next year? The next 5 years? The next 10? It's not about how fast you get there. It's about making consistent progress toward your goal every day. It's about showing up, doing the work, and trusting that every small action will add up over time. So, no plan, no progress. It's as simple as that. If you want to achieve something meaningful, it's time to stop drifting through life. Take control, make a plan, stick to it, and watch your future unfold before your eyes. There's a common belief that success is all about luck, that some people just get the breaks while others are stuck where they are. But the truth is, success is not a matter of luck. It's a matter of choice. Specifically, it's the choice to plan, to commit to that plan, and to act on it no matter what. Without a plan, you'll find yourself wandering aimlessly. You might be busy, but being busy doesn't mean you're productive. Progress doesn't come from just doing a lot of things. It comes from doing the right things with focus, intention, and persistence. Planning isn't about predicting every possible outcome. Life will always throw challenges your way that you couldn't foresee, and no plan is flawless. But the key is to have clarity about what you want to achieve and a roadmap that guides you. It doesn't matter if you make small, gradual adjustments to your plan along the way. What matters is that you stay focused on your goal and you remain flexible enough to change the route if needed. Think about this. You've probably faced situations in life where you had to change your approach, right? Maybe it was a job you were going for, a relationship that didn't work out, or a goal that seemed impossible at the time. But you didn't just give up. You didn't throw in the towel and say, well, that didn't work, I guess I'm stuck. You adjusted, you adapted, and you kept going. That's what a good plan allows you to do. It doesn't make the hard times disappear, but it gives you a way to navigate through them. And when you have that clarity and direction, you become more confident in your ability to overcome whatever obstacles stand in your way. Let's talk about consistency for a moment, because it's another crucial element of making progress. You can have the best plan in the world, but if you don't consistently act on it, you're not going to move forward. You see, success isn't built on one big, dramatic action. It's built on the little things, the daily actions that you repeat over and over. It's the habit of showing up every day, even when you don't feel like it. It's about committing to your goals long after the initial excitement fades. Success is the result of consistency, small efforts compounded over time. One of the biggest mistakes people make is thinking that they'll eventually reach a point where they don't need to work hard anymore. But let me tell you something, success doesn't work like that. Even when you achieve your goals, you'll still need to put in the work. The difference is, when you plan and you execute consistently, the work becomes part of who you are. It becomes natural. And over time, you'll find that it takes less effort to stay on track because you've built those habits and routines that keep you moving forward. But it's not always going to be smooth sailing. Life is unpredictable. Things will go wrong. You will face setbacks. It's just part of the process. When you hit a roadblock or encounter an obstacle, the temptation might be to give up, or worse, to change your goal altogether. But here's the thing, your goal isn't the problem. Your plan is the problem. Adjust the plan, not the goal. Your goal is your destination, and no detour should make you abandon it. Take a moment to think about a time when you had a goal, but something went wrong. Maybe you lost your job, maybe you didn't get that promotion, or maybe you faced an unexpected challenge that put you off course. I want you to remember this. The fact that you didn't give up on the goal is what made you stronger. It's the resilience to keep going, to find a new way when things get tough, that separates those who succeed from those who don't. It's easy to say, well, this isn't working, so I'm going to try something else. But it takes real strength to say, I'm going to stick to the plan, even though things aren't going as expected. That's what separates achievers from dreamers. Dreamers hope for success. Achievers work for it. And they don't stop when things get hard. They understand that obstacles are just a part of the journey, and they learn to adjust when necessary. They keep their eyes on the goal, but they stay flexible in how they get there. If something isn't working, they change their approach, but they don't change their destination. One of the most important elements of staying on track is tracking your progress. You can't expect to achieve anything if you're not measuring where you are and how far you've come. Success is a series of small wins, and you need to acknowledge each of those wins. Every time you take action, no matter how small, you're moving closer to your goal. And you need to celebrate those small victories because they'll fuel you for the next step. But it's not just about celebrating, it's also about being honest with yourself. If you're not where you want to be, ask yourself why. What's working? What's not? What adjustments need to be made to get you back on track? When you track your progress, you're also building accountability. It's easy to say, I'll get to it later, or I'll do it tomorrow. But when you have a plan and you're measuring your progress, you're holding yourself accountable. And that accountability is what helps you keep going, even when motivation fades. Because motivation is a feeling, and feelings can come and go. But your plan and your commitment to that plan should remain unwavering. Here's something else to think about. Success doesn't happen in a vacuum. You can't do it alone. As you work toward your goals, surround yourself with people who will help you stay focused, who will encourage you when things get tough, and who will hold you accountable. Find people who share your vision, who support your plan, and who understand the journey. They don't have to have the same goals as you, but they need to be aligned in their mindset. Remember, success is not just about what you do on your own, it's about who you surround yourself with. Shapes your results. When you start planning your life, you're not just making a plan for the next month or the next year. You're setting the course for the rest of your life. Every small decision, every action you take adds up to something greater. And that's how you create the future you want. By choosing your direction, by taking consistent action, by overcoming obstacles, and by staying accountable to your progress. But in the end, the most important thing to remember is this: your future is in your hands. No one else can create your success for you. It's up to you to plan, to act, and to stay the course. If you don't plan, you're choosing to let life pass you by. But when you take control of your plan, you take control of your future. You have the power to make things happen. And it all starts with taking that first step, creating a plan, and committing to it day after day. If you're not seeing the results you want right now, don't get discouraged. Keep working, keep adjusting, keep moving forward. Success is built on the foundation of a solid plan. And that plan will take you farther than you ever imagined. But it all starts with deciding today that you're going to stop drifting and start building. You have what it takes to create the life you want, and it starts with the power of planning. When you look at successful people, it can sometimes feel like they have everything figured out. It's easy to think that they have some secret formula, some magical key that opened the door to their success. But the truth is, the real difference between them and those who are struggling is simple. They have a clear plan, and they follow that plan with commitment. They don't get distracted by every new opportunity or shiny object that comes their way. They stay focused on the goal, they adjust when needed, and they keep moving forward. Now, here's where things get real. I want to talk about the reality of lack of planning, because this is where most people find themselves stuck. They're working hard, they're putting in the hours, but they're not getting anywhere. The reason? They don't have a plan, or their plan is unclear, or they're not following it consistently. Without a clear strategy, effort becomes wasted energy. And I know that's not something you want for your life. If you're not planning, you're essentially running in place. You're putting in time and effort, but with no clear destination. You might feel busy, but there's no measurable progress. This leads to frustration and discouragement because at some point, you start to realize that the time you're spending isn't bringing you any closer to your dreams. It's a hard pill to swallow, but it's the truth. Think about it like this. If you set out on a road trip with no map or GPS, how would you know if you're even headed in the right direction? You might drive for hours, but without a clear route, you could end up far from where you intended to be. And the same applies to life. Without a plan, you're just wandering. You might eventually stumble upon something that works, but it will take longer and it'll be a lot harder than it needs to be. A lot of people spend their lives trying, but they don't really make any progress because they haven't taken the time to sit down and map out their future. But here's the thing, it doesn't matter where you've been. It only matters where you're going. And you can start planning today. It's never too late to make a change, to create a new plan, or to course correct if the one you've been following isn't working. First step is always the hardest. It's easy to put things off, to tell yourself, I'll plan tomorrow, but tomorrow never comes unless you take action today. When you get serious about planning, you'll find that things start falling into place. You'll have a clearer sense of purpose. Your days will feel more intentional, and the actions you take will have meaning. Instead of feeling like you're spinning your wheels, you'll feel like you're actually building momentum. And momentum is the thing that will carry you when the road gets tough. It's like that snowball effect. Once you get rolling, it gets easier and easier to keep going. But that snowball never starts unless you take that first step, which begins with a plan. It's time to acknowledge the power of clarity. The more clear you are about your goals, the more focus you'll have. When your goals are vague or undefined, it's easy to get distracted, to fall off course. But when your goals are clear, you know exactly what needs to be done. And when you know what needs to be done, you're more likely to do it. You don't need to have everything figured out, but you need to know where you're heading and why. So this is the foundation for this is where consistency becomes a game changer. Planning without consistency is like planting seeds but never watering them. You've got to show up every day. Consistency turns your plan into action. And over time, that action compounds. It's the little things you do consistently that lead to big results. It's not about making huge strides every day. It's about taking steady, focused actions that move you closer to your goal. The beauty of consistency is that it builds trust in yourself. When you show up for yourself day after day, you start to believe that you can achieve what you set out to do. And belief is powerful. It's the fuel that keeps you going when things aren't going the way you want. When you plan and execute consistently, you're training your mind and body to believe that success is possible. And belief creates results. But let's talk about obstacles because they're inevitable. They'll show up. Sometimes they'll knock you down. Sometimes they'll make you question everything. But here's the thing, obstacles aren't signs to quit. They're signs that you're doing something worthwhile. No great achievement comes without challenges. The road to success is filled with bumps, detours, and roadblocks. But that's okay. You've got a plan. And that plan can help you navigate through the rough patches. When things go wrong, the temptation is often to abandon the whole goal. But instead of abandoning the goal, adjust the plan. Maybe you need to change your approach. Maybe you need to take a step back and reevaluate your strategy. That's okay. Success doesn't always look like a straight line. Sometimes it's a winding road. The important thing is that you stay focused on the destination. Don't let obstacles make you change your goal. Change the plan, but never change the goal. Every challenge you face is an opportunity to learn. Every obstacle is a chance to grow. And when you push through adversity, you become stronger, more capable, and more resilient. But none of this can happen if you don't have a plan to begin with. A plan gives you a foundation to stand on when life gets shaky. Without it, you're left trying to figure it out as you go, and that's exhausting. But with a plan, you can navigate through any storm. Tracking your progress is another vital part of the journey. It's not enough to simply have a plan and work on it day after day. You need to measure your results. If you don't measure progress, how do you know if you're getting closer to your goal? How do you know if what you're doing is working? Progress isn't always easy to see in the moment. But when you step back and reflect on your journey, you'll see how much you've accomplished. And this helps you stay motivated. The key here is to be honest with yourself. If you're not where you want to be, don't make excuses. Look at your plan, look at your actions, and ask yourself what needs to change. Sometimes it's about shifting your approach. Sometimes it's about doubling down on what's already working. But tracking your progress helps you stay honest with yourself, and it keeps you accountable. Ultimately, the goal is to create your own future. No one is coming to save you. No one is going to hand you success on a silver platter. If you want to create the life you envision, it starts with planning, acting, and adjusting along the way. Your future is in your hands. You have the ability to design the life you want, but you've got to take action. The power of planning, combined with consistent effort and the ability to overcome obstacles, will get you where you want to go. The truth is, you're the architect of your own future, but you can't build anything without a blueprint. And that blueprint is your plan. So take a moment to ask yourself, what do you want your life to look like? And more importantly, what's your plan to get there? The life you want is waiting, but you have to take the first step. And that step begins with a plan. The reality is that if you want to create the life you envision, you have to take responsibility for it. Nobody else is going to do it for you. Too many people wait for things to happen, hoping for a miracle or a stroke of luck. But the truth is, life doesn't work that way. The world doesn't hand out opportunities to those who wait. It rewards those who take initiative, who create their own future by planning, by acting, and by staying committed to their path. You might look around and see others getting ahead, achieving things you dream of, and think that they have something you don't. But in reality, they're simply following a plan they made for themselves, one that aligns with their goals, values, and vision. The same opportunity is available to you, but it starts with one simple, powerful decision to take charge of your own future. Creating your own future starts with understanding that you are in control of your destiny. It's easy to blame circumstances, blame the economy, or blame other people when things aren't going the way you want. Oh, but those things do not determine your future. You do. The choices you make today are what shape your tomorrow. If you're not where you want to be right now, it's not because the world is against you. It's because you haven't made the decisions that will get you to where you need to go. You need to go. And it's time to change that. Too often, people hold off on taking action because they're waiting for the perfect time. They think they'll start planning when they feel more motivated or when things are less hectic. But waiting for the perfect moment is just another form of procrastination. There will never be a perfect time. You have to start where you are with what you have and trust that your actions will lead to the results you desire. The key is to stop making excuses, to stop waiting for the right moment, and to start moving forward with what you have. The best part is that you don't have to have everything figured out from the start. Many successful people didn't have a clear path when they first started. They just took the first step. They had a rough idea of where they wanted to go, but they built the plan as they went along. It's about building momentum. The more action you take, the clearer the path becomes. The more you execute your plan, the more confident you become in your ability to create the life you want. Your plan is the bridge between where you are now and where you want to be. Without it, you'll be stuck in the same place, going in circles. But with a plan, everything changes. You'll have direction, you'll have purpose, you'll have a clear focus on your goals, and when obstacles arise, as they always will, you'll have a strategy for dealing with them. You'll learn how to adjust, how to pivot, and how to keep moving forward no matter what. Now, this isn't to say that the journey will be easy. In fact, it's going to be challenging. There will be times when you want to quit, when it feels like nothing is working, when the road ahead seems long and uncertain. But this is where the power of your plan truly shines. It gives you something to hold on to when things get tough. It helps you stay grounded and focused when life tries to throw you off course. Your plan reminds you that you have a direction, even when the path seems unclear. And as you move forward, don't forget to celebrate the small victories along the way. Every step you take brings you closer to your goal, and every small win is a reminder that you're on the right track. Progress is progress, no matter how small. In fact, sometimes those small wins are the ones that keep you going when the bigger successes feel far off. The more you acknowledge your progress, the more motivated you become to keep going. It builds your confidence and reinforces your belief that you're capable of achieving the big goals. But the key to keeping that momentum going is to measure your progress regularly. It's so easy to get caught up in the data minus, day grind, and lose sight of how far you've come. But when you take time to reflect on your journey and measure your progress, you can see just how much you've accomplished. This not only motivates you, but it also gives you valuable insight into what's working and what needs adjustment. It helps you stay on track, keeps you accountable, and ensures that you're always moving closer to your vision. And let's not forget, it's important to keep the end goal in mind. It's easy to get distracted by the small details or to get bogged down by the challenges. But always come back to your big picture. Always remind yourself of why you started in the first place. Your vision will keep you grounded and focused. It's what will pull you through when things get tough and make you believe that you can achieve the seemingly impossible. Creating your own future also means taking full ownership of your life. No more blaming circumstances. No more waiting for someone to give you permission to succeed. You are the creator of your destiny. You have the power to shape your life according to your goals, your values, and your vision. No one else can do that for you. The world might try to tell you what's possible, but only you get to decide what's possible for you. The decisions you make today will set the course for your tomorrow. Remember this, every successful person you admire, every person you look up to, started exactly where you are now. They started with a vision, a plan, and a commitment to doing the work, even when it was hard. And you can do the same. It's not about being perfect. It's not about knowing all the answers right from the start. It's about having the courage to take that first step, to make a plan, and to stick to it. You will face challenges along the way. You will encounter moments of doubt. There will be times when the road feels too long and the obstacles too great. But if you have a plan, if you stay consistent, and if you keep adjusting your approach when necessary, you'll find a way to succeed. The only thing that can stop you is if you quit. And quitting is never an option for those who truly want to create the life they desire. So, what will you do with today? Will you take responsibility for your future and start creating a plan that moves you toward your goals? Will you take that first step, even if it feels uncertain? Will you commit to showing up, doing the work, and staying the course? Because no one else is going to create your future for you. It's up to you to plan, to act, and to make it happen. This is your life. This is your journey. And it all starts with you taking that first step toward creating the future you want to see. It's time to stop waiting for the right moment. The moment is now. Your future starts today. The life you've always wanted is within your reach, but it's up to you to take the necessary steps to make it a reality. You have the power. You have the ability. Now, it's time to plan, act, and create the future you've always dreamed of. You've made the decision to create your own future. You've embraced the power of planning and are taking consistent action toward your goals. Now, the next step is to stay accountable to yourself. Accountability is often the missing link between intention and achievement. Without it, you can easily slip into complacency, letting excuses and distractions derail your progress. But when you hold yourself accountable, you force yourself to confront the reality of your actions, not or lack thereof, and that's where the real progress happens. One of the best ways to stay accountable is by setting clear milestones along the way. It's not enough to just have a big goal in mind. You need to break that goal down into smaller, more manageable tasks. These tasks are your checkpoints, the mini goals that give you direction and allow you to track your progress. Each time you complete one of these tasks, you're one step closer to your end goal. And each small win boosts your confidence and reinforces the belief that you are capable of achieving what you set out to do. But accountability goes beyond. It's about asking yourself the tough questions. Am I doing what I said I would do? Am I staying true to my plan? It's about being honest with yourself, even when it's uncomfortable. When you face challenges, when you hit obstacles, it's easy to make excuses. It's easy to tell yourself, I'll try again tomorrow, or it's not that big of a deal. But if you want to create real progress, you need to hold yourself accountable for every step you take and for every step you don't take. Accountability is also about tracking your results. There's power in tracking progress because it allows you to see what's working and what's not. When you look at your goals through a lens of accountability, you realize that every action you take either moves you closer to or farther from your desired outcome. When you measure your progress, you make it harder to lie to yourself. You see the cold, hard truth of your effort, and that truth either motivates you to work harder or forces you to acknowledge where you've fallen short. Let's be clear, progress is never linear. You're going to face setbacks, challenges, and moments where you feel like giving up. But accountability keeps you on track. It's what reminds you that you can't just quit when things get tough. When you're accountable to yourself, you don't have the luxury of giving up. You have to keep going, even when things feel uncertain. It's that inner drive, that sense of responsibility to your own vision, that pushes you to keep moving forward. Now, let's talk about how to use accountability to your advantage. One of the most powerful tools for accountability is sharing your goals with others. When you tell someone what you're working toward, it creates a sense of responsibility, not just to yourself, but to them as well. You've now made a commitment, and that commitment isn't just to yourself, it's to someone else who is rooting for your success. This is why having a support system is so important. Surround yourself with people who believe in your vision and who will hold you accountable. It's easy to fall into a pattern of self-deception when no one is watching. But when you have someone checking in on you, when you know you've shared your goals with others, you're more likely to follow through. This is why coaches, mentors, and accountability partners are so valuable. They provide an outside perspective, a voice that can call you out when you're slacking, and a cheerleader when you're making progress. They help you stay honest with yourself and stay on track, even when the going gets tough. But let's be real, it's not always easy to stay accountable. There will be days when you don't feel like doing the work. There will be moments when you question whether it's worth it. And that's normal. But it's precisely in those moments that accountability becomes most important. When you're feeling discouraged or distracted, accountability will push you to keep going. It will remind you of your bigger purpose and the reason you started in the first place. Here's an interesting thought. What would you do if you knew someone was watching you? What if your progress was being tracked and measured by someone else? It's a bit of a game changer, isn't it? The truth is, we all perform better when we know there's someone to answer to. When we're accountable to others, we tend to show up and do the work. But what if you could hold yourself to that same level of accountability? What if you could be your own coach, your own mentor, and your own cheerleader all in one? That's the real power of accountability. It's not just about external validation. It's about creating a system of self-discipline and self-reliance. It's about making the commitment to yourself and holding yourself to that commitment, no matter what. It's about saying, I'm going to do this, not because someone is watching me, but because I'm committed to my own success. In addition to another powerful way to keep track of your progress is by using tools and systems that help you stay organized. Whether it's a planner, a digital app, or a simple to-do list, finding a system that works for you can make a huge difference. This system doesn't have to be complicated. In fact, the simpler, the better. The point is that when you write down your goals, break them into tasks, and track your progress, you're creating an objective way to measure how far you've come. This makes it easier to see your success and keep pushing forward. One of the most important parts of tracking your progress is reflection. Take time to step back and evaluate your efforts. Are you on track to meet your goals? Are there areas where you need to adjust your approach? Reflection gives you an opportunity to learn from your mistakes and build on your successes. It also helps you stay grounded, reminding you of why you're doing what you're doing. It's a crucial piece of the puzzle because it keeps you from drifting and helps you stay aligned with your larger vision. Consistency, accountability, and reflection create a powerful feedback loop. The more you stick to your plan, the more progress you make. The more progress you make, the more accountable you become. And the more accountable you are, the more committed you become to your goals. It's a cycle that builds upon itself, compounding over time to produce real measurable results. Now, let's talk about the final piece of the puzzle, your mindset. No plan, no amount of accountability, no strategy will work unless you believe that you're capable of achieving your goals. Your mindset is the foundation upon which everything else is built. If you don't believe in yourself, it's going to be difficult to stay committed to your plan, no matter how clear it is. You've got to have the mindset of a winner. And that starts with believing that you are worthy of success. A positive, growth-oriented mindset is what allows you to push through the hard times. It's what helps you learn from failure instead of letting it defeat you. When you have a mindset that embraces challenges, that welcomes setbacks as opportunities to learn and grow, you're unstoppable. And the best part is, a winning mindset can be cultivated. It's not something you're born with. It's something you build over time, through your actions, your reflections, and your ability to adjust when necessary. At the end of the day, creating your own future isn't about having all the answers. It's about making a decision to take control. It's about planning, executing, and being accountable to yourself. It's about knowing that you're capable of achieving great things and refusing to settle for anything less. And it's about believing with every fiber of your being that your future is something you can create, because it is. You hold the power to shape your destiny, and it starts with the simple yet powerful decision to act. So where do you go from here? You start, you plan, you take action, and you hold yourself accountable. The future you've always dreamed of is within your reach. You just have to believe it, take the first step, and commit to the journey. Because the moment you decide to take control of your life is the moment your future begins. Now that you're equipped with the tools of planning, accountability, and a strong mindset, it's time to turn all of that into something real. There's a difference between knowing what to do and actually doing it. The most successful people aren't necessarily the smartest or the most talented. They're the ones who take consistent action day after day and that's where the magic happens. Action is what transforms ideas into reality. It's what takes your dreams and turns them into something tangible. The truth is, it's easy to get caught up in thinking, planning, or researching. We sometimes convince ourselves that we need just a little more information before we start, or that we'll begin once we're more prepared. But here's the hard truth. You'll never feel Byfinder e-bite ready. You'll never have all the information you think you need. Perfectionism is a trap. It keeps you stuck in the planning phase, never taking that first step because you're waiting for conditions to be just right. But the only way to make progress is to take imperfect action. When you start, even if you don't have it all figured out, you learn along the way. You adapt, you adjust, and you make course corrections as you go. It's in the doing that clarity comes. Action is what separates the dreamers from the achievers. It's one thing to talk about your goals, to write them down, to think about them. It's another thing entirely to take the necessary steps to make them happen. But the power of consistent action is incredible. Even when things feel hard, even when the results aren't immediate, you're making progress. And that comes over time. It's important to remind yourself that success is not a straight line. It's not an overnight process. And it's certainly not a one-time event. Success is the sum of many small, consistent actions repeated over time. Think about how you improve at anything in life. Whether it's learning an instrument, getting in shape, or mastering a new skill, the key is regular, consistent effort. The more you do something, the better you get at it, and the more confident you become. It's the same with your goals. But here's the challenge: staying consistent when results are slow to appear. This is where the real test lies. It's easy to get excited when you first start. It's easy to show up when you're motivated and inspired, but motivation fades. It's temporary. What keeps you going long after the excitement has worn off is discipline. Discipline is what ensures that even on days when you don't feel like working, you still do the work. Discipline is built through action, through showing up day after day and sticking to your plan. One of the best ways to maintain that consistency is to track your progress, as we talked about earlier. When you can see how far you've come, it's easier to keep going, even when it feels like the finish line is miles away. Measuring your progress helps you realize that you've made more headway than you might think. And that small sense of accomplishment fuels your next step. Sometimes progress isn't immediate, but over time it adds up. Another powerful way to maintain momentum is by celebrating your victories, big and small. Every time you hit a milestone, no matter how small it seems, take a moment to acknowledge it. When you celebrate, you reinforce the positive behaviors that got you there in the first place. It's a form of self-recognition that keeps you motivated, reminding you that your efforts are paying off. But even when things are going well, there will be setbacks. There will be failures. There will be moments where it feels like everything is falling apart. This is where the true value of planning, action, and accountability really shows up. When things go wrong, you don't give up. You don't throw in the towel. You don't change your goal. You adjust your plan. This is the key to resilience. Failure isn't final unless you allow it to be. You have to remind yourself that failure is not the opposite of success. It's part of the process. Every time you fail, you learn. Every setback is a lesson. The most successful people are the ones who are willing to fail forward. They take their failures, analyze them, learn from them, and keep moving forward. They don't let failure define them. Instead, they let it refine them. What you have to remember is that no matter how many times you fail, your goal remains the same. You don't give up on the dream, the vision, or the destination. You only change the route. Success doesn't come from never failing. It comes from learning to get back up every time you fall. It's about staying the course, no matter how many times you have to adjust your plan. Each failure gets you one step closer to success. This is why consistency and perseverance are so important. When you commit to your goals, no matter how many obstacles stand in your way, you will eventually reach them. But if you give up, if you stop after every setback, you'll never see the results you're capable of. You'll be stuck in a cycle of starting and stopping, wishing for success, without ever taking the necessary steps to make it a reality. It's important to remember that achieving your goals is not a sprint. It's a marathon. And marathons are won by those who are prepared to endure the distance. The road is long. There will be difficult stretches, but with persistence, discipline, and the belief that you are on the right path, you can make it to the finish line. And the finish line is worth it. Your dreams are achievable. Your goals are within reach, but only if you take consistent, purposeful action. It's not about being perfect. It's about showing up every single day, doing the work, and keeping the vision alive. It's about refusing to quit even when things get tough. Because when you make that decision, the decision to keep going, no matter what, you unlock the power to create the future you've always dreamed of. So what's next for you? What steps are you going to take today to move closer to your goal? It starts with action. It starts with showing up, putting in the work, and staying committed to your plan. The path may be difficult at times, but it's the path you've chosen, and it will lead you to where you want to go. Remember this, no one ever achieved greatness by waiting for the perfect moment. Success comes from consistent, imperfect action. So take the first step today. Get started, keep going, and don't stop until you've reached the future you've always dreamed of. Your success is in your hands, and it all begins with the action you take today. The journey you're on isn't just about achieving a single goal or reaching a destination. It's about the transformation you experience along the way. Success isn't just the result, It's the person you become in the process. Every step you take, every obstacle you face, and every success you celebrate shapes who you are becoming. When you commit to your goals, you're not just working towards something external, you're growing internally. You're becoming someone who is disciplined, resilient, and capable of achieving even greater things. This is what separates those who achieve success from those who only dream of it. The road to success is filled with growth, and growth is the ultimate reward. As you push through difficulties, refine your strategies, and hold yourself accountable, you'll see yourself become more than you ever thought possible. You'll become the kind of person who can handle anything life throws your way because you've built the character, the mindset, and the habits to navigate challenges with grace and determination. Think about it. When you started this journey, you didn't have all the answers. You didn't know exactly how things would unfold. But the more you committed, the more you learned. And as you learned, you became more confident. You started to believe in your ability to figure things out, to handle setbacks, to adjust your plans, and to continue pushing forward no matter what. This is the power of perseverance. It doesn't just create results, it creates personal strength. And here's the key. When you build that kind of inner strength, it doesn't just help you with this one goal. It translates into every area of your life. You become more capable, more confident, and more resourceful. You begin to believe in your ability to achieve anything you set your mind to. The discipline you've built, the consistency you've practiced, and the ability to learn from your failures, these things make you unstoppable. One of the most exciting aspects of the journey is realizing that this process doesn't end once you've reached your first goal. It's just the beginning. Every achievement unlocks new levels of growth. Once you hit one milestone, you'll see new opportunities and challenges emerge. You'll set higher goals, bigger dreams, and stretch yourself even further. Even further. That's the beauty of success. It doesn't end. There's always another level to reach, another version of yourself to become, and more lives to impact. When you reach a goal, take a moment to appreciate the effort it took to get there. Reflect on how far you've come, but don't stop there. Celebrate the progress you've made, and then turn your focus to the next challenge. Success isn't about resting on your laurels. It's about continuously growing and evolving. As soon as you stop growing, you start stagnating. So the moment you achieve one goal, it's time to set the next one. Life is meant to be lived at full potential, constantly pushing yourself to reach for more and to become more. But here's something important to remember. It's not always about doing more. It's about doing better. It's about becoming more effective in your actions and more intentional in your decisions. Success doesn't require working harder, burning yourself out, or pushing yourself to the brink. What it requires is focus. It requires prioritizing what matters most and saying no to distractions that will take you off course. This is why having a plan is so critical. When you have a plan, you're making conscious decisions about how you spend your time and energy. You're choosing the activities that align with your goals and rejecting those that don't. The more you refine your plan, the more you focus on the things that will give you the greatest return on your investment of time and energy. And with that focus comes greater efficiency, greater results, and greater fulfillment. You've heard the phrase, work smarter, not harder, but how do you do that? It starts with learning how to prioritize. It's about identifying what truly matters and focusing on those things. Spreading yourself too thin. Focus on the few things that will move you forward and let go of the distractions and tasks that don't add value to your journey. This is how you avoid burnout and maintain momentum. When you focus your energy on what's truly important, You'll see faster progress with less effort. At the same time, don't forget the importance of rest and recovery. It's easy to get caught up in the hustle, but rest is an essential part of the process. You can't pour from an empty cup. Success requires both action and reflection, both doing and being. You need time to recharge, to step back, and to re-energize. The most successful people understand the importance of balance. They know when to push forward and when to rest. And speaking of balance, let's talk about the people you surround yourself with. As you work toward your goals, you'll encounter a wide variety of people. Some will support you, encourage you, and believe in your vision. Others might doubt you, criticize you, or try to drag you down. It's crucial to surround yourself with the right people, those who inspire you, those who challenge you, and those who hold you accountable. The people in your life will either lift you up or hold you back, so choose wisely. In addition to the people you interact with, consider the influence of your environment. Your surroundings, your routines, and the content you consume all play a role in shaping your mindset and behavior. Create an environment that supports your success. Surround yourself with positive influences and remove the negative ones. Set up systems in your life that help you stay on track, whether that's a clutter-free workspace, a productive daily routine, or a mindset of gratitude and optimism. The environment you create for yourself will have a huge impact on the outcomes you achieve. But above all, remember that the journey is just as important as the destination. Success isn't a final, fixed point. It's a journey of continuous growth and improvement. Every day you get to wake up and make choices that move you toward your goals. And that's the beauty of it. Every step you take, every challenge you overcome, and every lesson you learn brings you closer to the best version of yourself. When you look at your life 5, 10, or 20 years from now, what do you want to see? What kind of person do you want to have become? The journey you're on today is shaping that future. The actions you take now, the habits you build today, and the mindset you cultivate are laying the foundation for the person you will become. And that person is capable of anything. The power to create your own future lies in your hands. The only thing standing between you and the life you want is your willingness to take action, to stay committed, and to keep growing no matter how hard it gets. The process of becoming who you're meant to be isn't always easy, but it's always worth it. Every step forward is a victory. Every failure is a lesson. Every challenge is an opportunity to get better, to refine your plan, and to become the person who can achieve anything. So, what will you do now? Will you continue to dream, or will you take the necessary steps to make those dreams a reality? It all comes down to one simple decision: to take action, to plan, to act, to stay accountable, and to adjust when necessary. Your future is waiting, and it's yours for the taking. But only if you're willing to do the work, only if you're willing to commit to becoming the person who can make those dreams come true. And it all starts with this moment. Make the decision now to create your future, step by step, day by day. Because that's how success is built, one action at a time. Your success starts with you. As you take a step back and reflect on everything we've discussed today, remember this: the future you've always wanted is not a distant dream. Remi, it's within your reach, and it's waiting for you to claim it. But the only way to reach it is through action. Action that's driven by a clear plan. Action that's fueled by consistency. Action that's backed by accountability. And action that comes from the belief that you are capable of achieving everything you set your mind to. The power to create your life, your success, your future is in your hands. It's up to you to take responsibility for it, to take control of it, and to start moving toward the life you've always dreamed of. No one else can do this for you. But I promise you, if you show up, if you stay committed, if you keep pushing forward, no matter the setbacks or challenges that arise, you will get there. Every step you take is a step closer to the future you deserve. So don't wait for the perfect moment. Don't wait for things to get easier. Start now. Even if it's just one small action today, make it count. Because one small step done consistently over time will get you farther than you could ever imagine. And before you know it, the dream you once thought was impossible will be your reality. You have everything you need to create the future you desire. It's all inside of you. All it takes is the decision to take that first step, then the commitment to keep going no matter what. You're capable of more than you realize, and the world is waiting for you to show up and make your mark. So go ahead, take that step. Create the future you've been dreaming about. Your journey starts today, and I can't wait to see where it takes you. Believe in yourself, keep moving forward, and remember, no plan, no progress. But with a plan, the sky is the limit. And competitions api all, kakarakes prishintravision. Stay focused, stay driven. And most of all, stay committed to your vision. Because your future is yours to create.